Hello and welcome back to Up the Villa podcast and Transfer Hub. We have a brand new link coming from the Mail Sport, and that is Moussa Diaby from Bayern Leverkusen, a winger linked with a move to Aston Villa. So before we start, if you are new, hit a like on this video. Let's have a like target of, let's go 700 likes on this video, and drop your thoughts in the comment section down below. But I have been engrossed in sport across this whole weekend. We've had Formula One, we had Lando getting second in the British Grand Prix. We've had England winning the third test in the Ashes, which has been amazing. We also had Wimbledon on show as well. So it's just been a full packed out weekend. England winning the under-21s as well. That's been a huge result for English football. So a stacked out weekend. Aston Villa are now back in training. There's been half back on Saturday, half back today on Sunday. So it's great to see everybody back in and around Bodymoor Heath. And it is now, the season has started, hasn't it? The road to the first game of the season has started. So the excitement is just building. And we have a game of football on Saturday as well. So we've got plenty now to look forward to. And this is a great link that we have got for you guys dropping right now. So Aston Villa have become the latest club to express interest in Bayern Leverkusen winger Moussa Diaby. Villa are understood to have made a check on the situation of the Frenchman, who is expected to leave the Bundesliga side this summer. Manager Unai Emery is keen to add a wide player to his squad this summer. Leverkusen want a fee in excess of 50 million for Diaby, which would represent a club record for Villa were they to firm up their interest. Their highest ever buy is currently 38 million, and that's Emi Buendia, who's linked Aston Villa joined the race to sign Bayer Leverkusen winger Diaby, with Arsenal, Newcastle and Manchester United all interested. So let's get stuck into this one. So some top clubs in the Premier League rumoured, linked. Looks like Harvey Barnes is off to Newcastle. So that may take them out of the running for this signing. Arsenal linked. They look like they're just doing bits this window with Rice, Timber. So they look like they've done absolute bits in this window. And who else was linked? United sold De Gea. They look like Onana is coming in. So they look like they're still doing business. Mount has joined Manchester United. So, you know, we're in good company there. It's great to see us shopping in and around the right market, which we have been doing. We have been linked with loads of good players. But this position feels like it needs filling. And it feels like it needs filling pretty quickly. I would like us to have this winger in for the Tour of America. It'd be nice to see this wide player going to the American Tour. It looks like we're still linked with Ferran Torres as well, but you know, Diaby's been setting the Bundesliga alight. He's pacey, vibrant, direct, a team player as well. You know, a tricky, direct, pacey winger. You know, you think they'd hog the ball all the time, but you know, he's got really good vision. Tactically, he's very astute. He's just an all-round creative flair player. And if you have a look at how he plays, he's exactly the type of profile what we are looking for. He's running off the ball. He's really good. He's in attacking positions. He takes up really good attacking positions. And I think that's something key to Aston Villa needing in this role as well. It is crucial that Aston Villa get this wide player, and that it is a wide player of severe quality. I think is what we desperately need in our wide area. Somebody that can offer something a little bit different, but just also offer that quality. Every time you know that player gets on the ball, you know there's going to be quality coming from him. And, you know, we've been linked with Kudus, we've been linked with Ferran Torres, we've been linked with Nico Williams. You know, all top bracket players that would transform our front line. And this is another player who, if we could get in, would be absolutely remarkable. The fee, very, very high, 50 million. It would literally obliterate our current highest fee that we've paid out. But I think this, honestly, I think this wide area, this is the type of fee that's going around for this type of player. So it's getting to that point where if we want that real quality, if we want that top bracket player, then you have to pay it. You have to pay the money to get this level of player through the door. So that's where I'm sitting. It does look like all of these wild players that we linked with are of severe quality and they have a big fee. So if we're shopping in that market, we've got to be prepared to pay that money. And I think this is what's coming out of this window at the minute, that we're tentatively looking at these types of players. But I think if we are to go through with it, we are going to have to pay the top money. So Villa fans, let me know what your thoughts are on Diaby to Aston Villa. In normal Transfer Hub fashion, we will look at his player profile. So last season, he had a 7.15 on SofaScore. Aston Villa's highest player last season was Dougie Luiz on 7.10. He had, his heat map shows that he predominantly played on that right-hand side, so exactly where Leon Bailey plays. He played 33 games, started 33, scored 9 goals. He had 8 assists as well, so some really good numbers coming out of his goals and assists. Goal conversion rate of 11%. We have his passing accuracy per game, 79%. In his own half, 89%. In the opposition half, 69%. Accuracy of long balls, 71%. His defending, let's have a look, not looking too great. His interceptions and tackles per game, but we know this role comes with a sense of responsibility in the Unai Emery system. Bailey, towards the end of last season, was really doing well with his defensive work. His successful dribbles, 53%. Total duels won, 41%. Ground duels, 44%. And aerial duels, 13%. So his stats really good. He's played at PSG and Bayern Leverkusen. He went for a 15 million euro fee from Paris Saint-Germain to Bayern Leverkusen. If we have a little look at his comparison to Leon Bailey on this little graphic here, you can see that he has the 80 and Leon Bailey has a 67 rating. Creativity, we have Diaby on 76, Bailey on 65. Defending, slightly better than Bailey's. Tactical, slightly better than Bailey. And technical, 69 and Bailey 58. So the stats on this graphic show that he's a far superior player to Leon Bailey. If we have a look at his transfer market value, he's sitting around 50 million euros, which is the same as what this article is reporting. His stats per 90, which is something that we want to look at as well. You can see here that his progressive carries, 4.04. That's pretty high. Progressive passes received, 8.43. Touches in the opposition penalty area, 4.47. And who scored have him at strengths, through balls, finishing, key passes, weaknesses, aerial duels, discipline, and defensive contribution. Diaby's style of play, likes to dribble, likes to counter-attack, and does not dive into tackles. Never understand that does not dive into tackles one. I think every player on Who Scored has got does not dive into tackles. So those are his stats. Really like him. You know, he's been set in the Bundesliga a lot. If we just have a look for some context at some of his other seasons as well. So last season, he had 7.14. Season before, 7.07. Scored 13 goals and had 12 assists. And then if we have a look at the season before that, he had 4 goals and 10 assists. So his stats are really, really high. Really, really good. Exciting, pacey player who would, I imagine, would add such a bright spark into the Aston Villa side. 24 years of age, left-footed. Really like this link. Like I've mentioned earlier, it's time we start motoring. I'm not panicking about the transfer window at all. There is still plenty of time to go, but it would be nice to see this position filled, because aside to the Pau Torres, who we know was one of our first targets, and it's a fantastic deal which is going to go through next week, it really does feel like this striker, winger. Diaby can play quite centrally as well. He loves to drift inside. So this would support that second striker vibe as well. So I think it sort of, he can play through the centre of the pitch as well, which is, an area of the game that we're trying to look to improve on as well. So I'd just like to see this wide position sort of filled now as well. And I think once we get this wide area, we can then start to just look at balancing out the squad, looking where it needs a little bit more work on it as well. But for me, the big areas that I said at the start of the window was a defender, wide player, and a striker. And then if we're being sort of greedy, looking what we can do, central midfielder, keeper. So we're on the right track. We're on the right track, but like I said, I'd just like to see this wide winger done there, because we've been linked with quite a lot of players, and we are actively looking to bring someone in that area. So it'd be nice to see it get through the door. So Villa fans, let me know your thoughts on Diaby. If you are new to the channel, subscribe, drop a like, show some support. Content coming next week. We've got match action coming, so it's getting closer this season, Villa fans. It is getting closer. Thank you, everyone who offered their thoughts on, thank you, wishing me happy birthday. Cheers for that. It was really nice to see so many of you wishing me a happy birthday. I had a great birthday as well, so cheers, everybody. But yeah, content should start ramping up a little bit now as we get towards officially pre-season vibes. So cheers, everybody. Up the Villa.